Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. You're
Hi.
faithful. I don't know what we are. But Mike and Amy are here. Hi, Ames. You look
What's
cute
going
today.
on? Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I'm deciding, am I going to make it? Can I make it? Marcy started doing Kung Fu. Yeah. And I think this is his third lesson.
Nice. Is this something where like he breaks boards and shit?
Eventually, he just started. Okay. He's had 2 lessons. This is his third. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I feel like I'm always ragging on where I am and the people that are raising this kid. And like, I see how my sister's doing it, with her kids who are literal perfect, like involved in everything, and then I'm like, what are we doing? We got to do something. Hi, Lynn. I have this for you. I swear to God, I'm going to say.
Lynn is the one that brought you a fucking birthday card.
Yeah.
Was that a joint birthday card?
Oof. I don't think it was.
Oh, okay. What? I actually haven't checked my mail in a few days, so it's possible. I don't want to besmirch Lynn before I check the mail. So it was really sweet
too. You know what? I should go get it. I don't want to. It's a ways down, so I don't want to go get it. I should read it.
Compare cards tomorrow, Mike.
Yeah.
When I get the mail, grab mine. Then I'll read mine, and you can read yours, and we'll just compare them.
It made my night because it's got my name in big letters on the front. Dude, I didn't get a single birthday card from anyone in my family. Not my mom, not my sister, not my brother, not the warden, no one. The only birthday card I got this year was from Lynn.
Oh, that's nice.
That's it. Yeah. And it was on my birthday, hand delivered to me with a really nice write-up. And for the record, I don't really care about that stuff. They did other stuff for me. But yeah. It is. And it makes it definitely made me feel really good. So not that anyone cares about that, but it was nice. But I'm sure yours just got lost in the mail or it'll arrive either way.
Yes, you did, Lynn. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate it. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying the Taekwondo and they're kind of raising.
Yeah, well, it's like you got to put it in full context. Like where I grew up as a little kid was like a young neighborhood, small starter homes. Our house was probably in Livonia, 1,000 square feet, 900 square feet. With my brother, sister, and me, and every other house in the block was like little suburbia Michigan. And they all were young families or young parents starting families. So it was like the kid right across the street, Tony, was between 1 year younger than me, 1 year older than my brother. And it was like down the street was Paul Sage, rest in peace, God miss him. Who was my protector when I first got into like high school, and stuff like that. But these were kids we played football with, baseball. We were constantly on the go. And I know a lot of you listening remember those days. Where I am now in Scottsdale is kind of like on a mountain, and there's no, like it's a 20-minute drive to get Marcy to school. There's no like neighbor. We're like on acres of land. Like there's no like, hey, I'm going right across the street to play with my friend. Like that just doesn't exist here. It's totally different. It's kind of wild west out here. And not that there aren't neighborhoods. There's plenty. You go to Phoenix, wherever, there's all kinds of stuff like that. But here there's not. And so Marshall doesn't, he's got friends. There are certain friends that come over like, oh, on a Saturday, they come over and they play in the Pazzool or something. But it's not like it was when I was growing up, probably when you were growing up. And so I've been this firm believer, like, we got to get this kid around other kids, not his fucking uncle and his parents.
Yeah. We can't have him gaming and in Discord chats because we know where that leads.
Which he is.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, it's fine to do that as long as you're also like out touching grass every once in a while. And that's not your whole life, And
so this is really his first experience. Like he hasn't been super receptive. And the tragic part for me is he's really athletic. He got that from his old man. His dad, G Money, is super athletic, but played soccer at the time they were ranked 4th in the nation at Schoolcraft. He was a really good athlete, really good, tall, lanky, fast as shit. great hand-eye coordination, all that stuff. Even better athlete than me, if you could even believe it. But he was kind of, and you could see it.
Does he have weak ankles?
He does not. No.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, Amy. Jerk. And he still has it. And so I see that in Marsh, and it's like first time he picks up a baseball bat. I remember being in the backyard with him at the house, and there's a fence around G's old house, in the yard. And it was like, okay, so here's how you hold the bat. Here's how you swing the bat. And it's like, goof, over the fence, home run.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
okay, that was way too easy. And, and it's like, you see all of it right there. Like, so a little bit of discipline, sir, yes, sir, standing there doing karate stuff. So anyways, he's got a thing tonight, like his third lesson. And the warden was like, you want to go? He'd probably love it if his uncle was there.
Yeah.
To support him.
I remember when my niece, the one who was actually the one who was taken. No wonder. I mean, she's always been a badass, but she was in karate. And I remember going to her, whatever belt it was where you had to break through an actual board.
Yeah.
You had to kick through a board and you had to punch through a board. And she was just like, and every once in a while it pops up on my Facebook memories. And she was just like the bittiest little thing, cute as can be. And she's just like, and like breaking this board that's almost as big as she is.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love going to stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really angry these days. I'm not the happiest camper. I find myself
to do those things, Mike.
Yeah, I know. And it's the reason I came here, was to be like, okay, you got to get out of just like the news business sort of that I'm in. I know I'm not a news person, but it's just a constant cycle. It has been
kind of the equivalent of your Discord, Mike.
Right.
Like you need to not constantly be on Discord, and you need to, get out and like do something just that's like good for your brain every once in a while. And I get in that rut too, where it's like, I just get in it with these people and I can't stop. But then, I go out to a lunch and I don't touch it for a minute. And it's like, okay, that was good for me to just not be involved in that because it was getting really toxic, Sometimes it's just good to just be normal for a second.
When I'm with my sister and Jen, out in California, it's like 7 a.m. hits and Madison's running in the room and jumping in the bed. Wake up, Uncle Mike, wake up. It's time for us to make breakfast together. Stuff like it's from the minute you start, you're exhausted at 9, 10 o'clock at night because it's like, oh, thank God they're fucked off to school for a couple hours. Like, oh my God, they want to do arts and crafts. They want you to play sports with them and throw a ball. Yes. Like it is
play all the games. And,
work on Legos. Let's paint. And I fall into that with them. And it's like, I don't even care what's going on in the world. Like I'm literally kind of in the weeds with them. And the times that I've brought, like last time when I was there, it was like, hey, you guys got to get out of here. I'm going to take over the kitchen area. I think I was in the dining room doing the show with you. And it's like, it so occupies my world and my brain that I'm just paralyzed. And it's like, I don't want to be with them. I don't want to hang out with them. And so I don't know, but part of the thing, maybe people can comment. Do these kids even give a shit if their uncle is there? Yeah.
Yes, Mike.
That's a serious question. I'm not
promise, yes.
begging for like, oh, you should do it. Like, do they really like, I'm trying to remember if I wanted like my uncle or my aunt were in town. I hope they go to my game.
I loved it. It was just like, oh my God, I feel so special. Like they took time out of their day to like come see my dance recital. Like and it was really cool to me that I would have like more people than usual. Like it's not just my mom and cousin, like other people came. So no, for sure. And I see, I mean, I've been very involved with my nieces and nephew and, going to their events. And
dude, the dance videos you've sent me, I'm like, holy shit. I feel like a bigger loser because it's like, that's kind of how my sister and her kids are. They're like, okay, they're starting to like, but seeing and it's like, she's Marshall's age. Fuck.
Yeah.
Great. She looks like a national champion. She should be on a fucking dance squad somewhere. And I'm like, Ah, boy, he's playing video games upstairs. Oh,
yes,
we failed. We failed miserably.
Yeah, Lynn said absolutely. It matters because you know what's also important, Mike, is that they know that you are there for them in the event that anything goes wrong. You know, like I had that talk with every single one of my nieces and my nephew. Like, if you guys ever need anything, if you're ever in a bad situation, call me. I will not judge you. I will not tell your mom or dad. Like, I will just always come protect you and take care of you because we'll figure the rest out. And it's important that they know that, like, they can do that with you.
There's a lifeline there. Yeah.
Uncle Mike gives a shit. He came to my karate thing. He might care that I hate my mom and dad right now and I need to talk about it. You know?
I think Uncle Mike has been dropping the ball quite a bit because Uncle Mike is like, leave me alone, everybody. Do you understand what's going on in the world? Leave Uncle Mike alone. He doesn't want to talk. Like, and then it'll be like, Uncle Mike, you want to play blackjack? I'm like, yeah, come on in, little man.
Okay.
We'll play some blackjack, you know?
Well, Mike, I said we were going to start off with a read today. And I also just saw some breaking news come across.
Okay. Do you want to do a read first? All right.
Yeah, I am. This is going to be my first read on TDC.
I love it.
Deer Lake Athletic Club in Clarkston offers adult and junior tennis, pickleball, and swim lessons, plus junior swim team. Fitness classes are included with membership in the gym, cycle room, and 3 pools. The backcourt restaurant inside the DLAC is open to the public and open every day of the week, Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m., Friday and Saturday at 11 a.m., and Sunday open at 10 a.m. for Chef Jerry's famous breakfast. Ooh. Like Jerry from the Jacks.
I don't think that's
what if Jerry from the Jacks was there making their breakfast?
Maybe.
Would you feel comfortable eating it?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is a good guy. We offer dinner specials every day, too. Book your holiday party before Thanksgiving in our banquet center to qualify for banquet specials. Visit the website deerlakeathletic.com for more info about the club, restaurant, and banquet center, or call 248-625-8686. So, Mike, I just saw that...
Let me do this one. This part of the show also brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews. Sorry. Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, Medicare supplements, and the rest. So you don't have to be. Call Nick today at 248-914-1173. Thank you to both of them for being longtime friends of the show and sponsors. I did it, talking about what we were talking about, where our mindset is. It reminds me, Rogan tells a story, and he has for many years, about this time that he had this big, stand-up thing he was doing. He was headlining some club many, many years ago. And he ended up watching some documentary. I think that's how the story goes, but like in the hotel room before going out there. And it was some really dark thing, about a serial killer or whatever. And he wasn't able to shake that before going on stage and just bombed. And it was like he couldn't get his mindset right and realize like, I can't read stuff like this or watch stuff like this before going out on stage. And I'm finding it really hard to just do that. Like, you can't ignore the world. You can't, I prepped the same way I prepped the day I left, Riff and started doing the podcast. Like, I haven't prepped any different. The world has changed in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I texted you right before we started, and I was like, don't even watch Piers Morgan today, this afternoon. Like I don't know what his.
And I literally was already watching it.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're as furious as I was. Like, it's just.
Yeah, they're assholes. They're total assholes. You know who else is an asshole, Mike?
Who?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, dude, I had it as my lead today.
And the video, his monologue that he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've got breaking news related to that, Mike.
What is it?
Disney says that Kimmel's show will be preempted indefinitely following Charlie Kirk's assassin comments. So it sounds like Disney is pulling Kimmel indefinitely.
Good.
Which I'm shocked about.
Should we, this was from Monday night. I don't know how we didn't see this yesterday. And there was a guest host, some twink, last night, I think. And so he did, you want to watch it? Have you watched his monologue yet? You have or have not?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I hadn't. And I believe it's about 6 minutes in. If I remember correctly, it's about 6:10 in. Sorry.
To call in the Eagle Scouts. Meanwhile, many in MAGA-land are working very hard to capitalize on the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yesterday, J.D. Vance, who himself famously called Donald Trump America's Hitler.
Who cares? You're going back 10 years now. Do you know how many people had a problem with Donald Trump in the early days? You're literally pulling back 10 years. I think they've made good, Jim.
Yeah.
I think they're in a good place, Jim.
Yeah.
So what is the point of furthering that narrative? He called him Hitler. Yeah, a lot of people said a lot of stupid shit.
Right.
Sorry, Jim.
Hosted the Charlie Kirk podcast from the White House, where he pointed his little mascara-stained finger directly at the left.
While our side of the aisle certainly has its crazies, it is a statistical fact that most of the lunatics in American politics today are proud members of the far left.
Right. And by statistical fact, he means complete bullshit is what he means. In fact,
asshole.
So much so,
you're the problem, Jim.
That the
you're the
Department
problem.
of Justice just removed a study that showed white supremacy and violence from far-right groups is the greatest source of domestic terror and extremist violence in the United States.
Yeah, could you all see that on the daily with virtually every story in the press? You see that playing out too, right? You don't think they're skewing numbers? And nice pulling something from the Daily Beast. Asshole.
I know.
I mean, give me a fucking break. This is the meme I think of.
Yeah, for sure.
This is honestly what he's going to point to is ridiculous shit like this.
Yeah.
But that's what he's playing out, and they're all saying the same things.
Here's a question J.D. Vance might be able to answer. Who wanted to hang the guy who was vice president before you? Was that the liberal left or the toothless army who stormed the Capitol on January 6th?
And that's what he thinks about you. Right. Toothless army. Deplorables.
Right.
Half the country.
The president and his henchmen are doing their best to fan the flames so they can, I guess, attack people on the dangerous left. Which is it? Are they a bunch of sissy pickleball players because they're too scared to get hit by tennis balls, or a well-organized, deadly team of commandos? Because
they're both, Jim. They're both. And the problem is you've got this lunatic, radical, pussy arm that wants to climb up on roofs and take shots at people and then run away like the little pussy sissy boys they are because they can't win a fucking argument, and they feel emboldened because of lunatics like you, Jim, that give them nightly cover on public airwaves. Yep. Do you see that both can be true? Yeah, you still have the faggoty ass pickleballers, sissy people, and the radical commandos that are ginning themselves up in Discord forums to behave this way, and they're getting emboldened to do that because no one on the right would allow that. No one on the right would run cover on national television like you're doing right now, Jim, and trying to act like that's not happening.
Yeah.
No one
and like, you know what we call out bullshit even when we see it on our own side. Like, for example,
yesterday
when Pam Bondi tried to talk about hate speech, and we're all like, no, ma'am. No, thank you. We're good. That's actually not a thing. Instead, like if the situation were reversed and we were leftist, we would be cheering for that and amplifying it instead of calling it out for what it is. And so, it's just fuck this guy. And I saw somebody, Dwight asked, is his suspension or in certain media markets or across the board? And it originally started out as just in certain markets by a group called Nexstar. They originally announced that they were going to pull the late night show after the chairman of the FCC suggested he might take action against ABC.
Yeah, should.
So ABC, after hearing that, has suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live So it sounds like that's across the board. It started out originally in just certain areas, but now it's across the board. So
well, let's
continue.
Around and
find out, Jimmy.
Yep.
They can't be both of those things. There's a guy on Newsmax,
it can be both of those.
which if you haven't seen it, is really funny. It's like a low-rent Fox News.
Absolutely,
There's a
Michael.
guy named Carl Higbee, who at first glance you would think is a comedian playing a right-wing news anchor.
Oh.
Sadly, he is all real.
Like my conservative brothers and sisters, it is us versus them. They will never get along with us, but they want us to show tolerance for them while they just scream and insult us. Done. We're not doing that anymore. We're not taking it anymore. I have no interest in tolerating your views because, you guys are radical. My mother-in-law is banned from my house.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. Yeah. His mother-in-law isn't even a Democrat. He just doesn't like her. It was just
Yeah.
Boy, what a difference an election makes. 2 years ago, these meatheads couldn't shut up about the First Amendment. Now they want to skip right to the second. Elon Musk, who was so angry about conservative voices being silenced that he bought Twitter and turned it into excrement, said, the left is the party of murder. And Eric Trump was on Fox and Friends waxing poetic about Charlie Kirk's relationship with his dad.
If you look at where he's created and the movement that he's built today, it's exactly what he described to me 10 years ago. And he became, obviously, dear friends with Don's. He became, that's right, probably a second son to my father.
Wait, I thought you were the second son to your father. I mean, I'm starting to feel bad for Eric. This poor guy might need somebody to adopt him. In Washington today, the Senate Judiciary Committee grilled FBI Director Kash Patel.
Where's the part?
Patel was summoned to explain why they refused to release the Epstein files they promised to release. He was dodgy, sketchy.
Yeah, it was towards the beginning when we started listening to it.
No, there was another part where he tries to claim that the guy's MAGA.
Yeah,
is that coming up?
No, I think that was.
Oh, did I already hear that?
I think so.
You get the point. Yeah, Jim, you're the problem in this. And ABC, more so than Amy and I, for instance, on the internet, a lot of people on the internet, does have a responsibility with an FCC license. Just furthering this, and I'm glad people are calling these people out. This has been going on for way, way too long. ABC is not without responsibility and stuff like that. Here's the thing that most people might not know about network television, whether it's Fox News or cable television, network television. There's nothing going over the airwaves that they're not aware of. There's no monologue Jimmy Kimmel doesn't do, especially the what would have been the third show back after Charlie Kirk is assassinated, essentially on live TV, that they wouldn't have their people look at his monologue.
Mm-hmm.
So the pushback they're getting is probably for the first time. Like, oh, shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I just so appreciate, we have not ever seen Disney in recent times do the right thing. Remember they fired that Gina Carano chick?
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember what she said, but it wasn't bad. And
I'll tell you what she said.
What was it? Remind me.
She posted a meme about the Jews, like something about, when they came for my neighbors, I didn't say anything because I wasn't, a Jew.
Oh,
and
right.
It was something along those lines. And her point, ABC already paid Trump to his library because of Stephanopoulos. Yeah, you're right, Nick. They did. And it could have been a lot worse. They settled with Trump. Her point was something about silencing voices is never a good thing. I mean, it was actually a pretty good message that she sent out. I wish I remembered all the details of it, but sorry, Amy, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
But they just have not done the right thing. And so it says a lot about the seismic shift. It cannot be understated. The seismic shift of our culture right now. And it's a direct result of who's in office, because if Kamala would have won and Charlie Kirk was still assassinated, I promise this wouldn't be happening. But because the FCC is finally doing its job and like, hey, we're gonna like come in and hold you to some standards here. And and this is why I've always said Trump needs to be litigious with these people. He needs to be. He needs to sue them because they need to learn. They need to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's running soft cover for this sort of behavior is what it's doing. Yeah. I think we played it yesterday. It's worth playing again because there has been a fallout response. This is another one. Matt Gutman at ABC. And this is what he said. I think we aired it yesterday. You brought this to us.
With such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who is transitioning calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand,
jeopardized the life? No, he took the life.
Literally.
And what does that matter anyways? Again, soft cover for this, kind of like, hey, let's create a narrative of like, hey, this isn't just a monster. This is someone who really cared and loved this person. I don't give a shit. I have long made the point, gangbangers on the streets of Chicago don't come home and treat their family members as if they were gang rivals.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't
a broken
matter.
clock is right 2 times a day. I'm not, I'm sure that this person was capable of feeling some type of fucked up love for somebody. But guess what? He still assassinated Charlie Kirk.
Oh, was he nice to his cat too?
Yeah,
was he
right.
Sweet
exactly.
To his cat?
Exactly.
Is that really relevant, Matt, to the story? Well, obvious pushback. He's probably used to getting, again, cover for this kind of shit on the airwaves. So he came out with and issued an apology now, trying to save his ass, I'm sure. Yesterday, I tried to underscore the jarring contrast between this cold-blooded assassination of Charlie Kirk, a man who dedicated his life to public dialogue, and the personal disturbing texts read aloud by the Utah County attorney at the press conference. I deeply regret that my words did not make that clear, but let there be zero doubt here. I unequivocally condemn this horrific crime and the pain it caused Charlie Kirk's family, those who were forced to witness it at UVU, and the millions of people he inspired. It's unclear now if he issued that apology because ABC made him issue that apology, or if his Twitter feed blew up and he realized it. That's a pretty good apology. Mm-hmm. It really is. He kind of makes it crystal clear there. I think what you're seeing, Amy, and correct me if you think differently, there is like zero tolerance for this sort of thing right now, which is why the right, for the first time that I can remember, is going, no, fuck no. Yeah. You don't get to come on here and tell me how awesome Charlie Manson was to his fucking dog.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
We are not taking that. Not today. Not now. We have gotten to this point because you guys have run soft cover by doing pieces like this. Luigi Mangione needs to be next.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, you don't get to just decide for yourself that you know best and go murder people you disagree with. Because puts all of us in the crosshairs.
And I mean, I'm not going to, I'll give grace to people. I'm not going to completely write off Matt Gutman because he said something fucking stupid. I appreciate that he owned up to it. And like you said, gave a pretty decent apology. What I don't have any patience for is the doubling and tripling down and, just not being a human about things.
Like the people on Piers Morgan today.
Dude, that was crazy.
Crazy. I don't think we're ever going to see eye to eye with some of these people, and I'm getting really tired of this one too. When someone tries to make a point and goes, you Democrats, you people on the left, it's abhorrent behavior, your commentary on, and they go, whoa. For the record, I am not a Democrat. I am a registered independent. And then they have the most bullshit left-wing hard, 100%. The hardest left-wing take you can have, and then try to lean on, I'm an independent. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Right.
If you're doing this, he was a Goiper. He was a MAGA guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Shut up.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
They were rude. They were evil. And people need to call it out every time they see it. I'm sorry. They just do.
Yeah. And I just feel like there's also a time and place for things, like you will hear me most of the time when I'm talking about my dad joking about him being dead. That is how I handle things like that. And same with my family. So I'm not beyond making jokes about people who have died. I do believe that there's a time and a place. I don't know that posting memes and making jokes is like within the first few days, first week type of thing. I feel the same way with the, people who go out and make 9/11 jokes at a comedy club the day after 9/11 or whatever. Like, I just think there's a time and place. I don't think you should get fired for it. I don't think you should get, put in jail for it necessarily. But like, there's just a time and a place for things. And so, there might come a time where you might be able to make a joke around the event in some fashion without being labeled a complete and utter monster. But it's not right now.
No, people are tired of it. You don't have to be a genius to put together the pieces, like, seeing things, how they've gone in society, seeing how captured, we've been talking about it for years and years, how the entire education system, higher education especially, has been captured and pushing, what is it? Some reports say 8-1 left-wing professors. Some say 15-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no balance. You see it with the media. I mean, outside of the internet and podcasting, you could not have balance in media. Yet Fox News, okay, sort of. But entertainment, movies, magazines, all of it captured and spitting one ideology that went against America, essentially.
Right.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
Yeah. Man, I've got a few followers, and so I tend to get a lot of trolls. And and I have developed thick skin.
They hate you for different reasons.
Yeah. But this has brought out some of the most vile shit that I've ever seen. And it's just like this chick says to me today, let me just read some of the things that I got just today. And
Is this in response to something you posted or just in general?
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Like if you did hashtag Charlie Kirk. Oh God.
This thing.
Yeah. Mental patient. Yep.
She told me, she said, I'm going to be she posted a meme to me that said, I'm going to be constructive here. You should kill yourself. And I was like, yeah, you guys are really good people. Someone else says, oh, we know you'd love to put that ripe pussy on Charlie Kirk's neck. Someone said that to me. Someone
Is that a guy or a girl that said that to you?
It was a dude. Someone said, oh, they always say I look like a drag queen and that drag queens look better than me.
Good one.
This chick says, say, what does a dead Nazi's knob taste like since you've been letting it soak in your gullet since the 10th? I wouldn't know. I'm not a white supremacist with a fascist fetish.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this woman is proud. She's obviously disabled, Mike. And as part of her disability, she's very sensitive to COVID.
Oh.
So,
sure. Is she up to date on her vaccines?
Yes.
And her boosters?
Of course.
She got all her boosters. Okay.
Of course, Mike. I mean, one of her pinned tweets is, telling us about why we should, care about COVID. And it's like, you are out here advocating for death for murder, and for suicide. And you're scared of getting the fucking cold?
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. These people are just so unhinged.
It's so bad because, I've been in some form of media since I was 22 years old, like for a long time. And I've seen horrible stories in the press. I have played along with that of like when it's okay to kind of make some inappropriate comments or jokes. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know if it's internet stuff. Like when Rush Limbaugh died was the first time I remember like truly being shocked at some people. Like, I understand, he's a prominent conservative. But I still thought, as dumb as that is, that was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
23, 22 that he died.
It was before that, I feel like. But yeah.
He got, it was during term. Wait, did Trump give him the Medal of Freedom this time?
He died in 2021. 2021.
Okay, so Trump gave him the Medal of Freedom before he died, so it was during his first term. But when Rush died, I was shocked at the amount of people that were dancing on his grave.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was shocked. That truly shocked me. Like, where is people's humanity? Like, there's lots of people that I disagree with vehemently. I would never dance on their grave. Like, that's, I don't know. And so what I've come back to, the reason they were so excited to lose Rush Limbaugh and the reason they're so thrilled, gleefully thrilled about Charlie Kirk is they could not win an argument against them.
Right.
Like you would hope that would make people think like, isn't it weird that you can't point to a single video? I can't find one where it's like, Charlie Kirk ate shit on that one.
Yeah. That kid made a really good point.
Right. Yeah. That kid owned him, or that professor had the balls to take him on. There's a couple that have had some good exchanges where they just don't see eye to eye. I've seen a couple of those. There's the one gotcha moment that I remember with Charlie where someone held up a picture of a fetus and it's just trying to make the clump of cells comparison, I think. And it was a dolphin fetus. And he's like, do you care about, is this a living human? And Charlie's like, of course it is. And he's like, that's a dolphin fetus. Oh, and everybody loses their shit. Like, that's the closest I think you can get to like, okay, I guess.
Honestly, I would venture to say that Charlie Kirk wouldn't want to abort the dolphin fetus either.
Right.
Like, if I had to guess, that would probably be his position because dolphins have a place in this world.
But Charlie Kirk represented a problem that there was not a fix for. Because if you had the person who could literally, we have never, ever seen conservative people start as young. That's never happened
right.
until Charlie Kirk.
Right.
So this is a huge problem. Like they expect people to like get a brain as they get older, get their shit in order, mature, make a little bit of money, and be conservative. Not everybody, but the majority. It's the old saying: if you're not liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not conservative when you're old, you don't have a brain. Right. And so Charlie Kirk represented a danger to that we've never seen before.
Yeah,
never.
It's just shocking to me that people haven't learned what martyrdom does.
Yeah.
How have you not figured out that it will do quite literally the exact opposite of what you're trying to accomplish?
But Charlie was even different from that. I agree with you, but I truly think Charlie Kirk, of all people, was one of one. He was cool to young people. How do you be cool to young people? I'm not cool to Marshall. He's 10 and I'm his fucking old uncle.
Yeah.
He doesn't see my views, my opinions as cool, as hip. He did when he was 4. He doesn't now, and he's not going to for many years. Like, how does someone start as young as Charlie talking about stuff that is kind of boring at times, kind of more advanced, more adult, requires a lot of nuance? How does he break through with high school kids? but he did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And he did it calmly, rationally, and buried all of them.
Yeah.
Buried all comers. Like, how do you replace that? It is. How do you replace? I don't know. It's not like you can go, okay, next guy up. Like, I've never seen a guy like Charlie Kirk. I don't know who in the wings would take up that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why the celebration is as prominent as it is. Sorry, Amy.
Yeah.
That's why the celebration is, because you had someone you could not beat in a rational discussion, period. Did it better than Ben Shapiro, better than Steven Crowder, better than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And those clips are viral as shit.
Yeah.
I hope they continue to be viral.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I just, we kind of talked about the whole conspiracy angle and in terms of, and, like, do I think Israel picked this guy to assassinate Charlie Kirk? Absolutely fucking not. But what I am open to, and I think, I think, and I hope that this is what's being investigated at the moment. I do think that there is like this cabal of dorks that are recruited. It's like they know that there's this. I wouldn't put it past a foreign faction to have infiltrated those types of groups and encouraged these types of events. So like when I say I don't think Israel killed Charlie Kirk, no, I don't think Bibi called up that guy and was like, hey, do this. But would I be surprised if somebody said, hey, these countries all have, whether it's Russia or Israel or wherever, they have these, plants in these groups and they're sowing dissent and they're providing weapons and they're encouraging things,
infiltrating their enemy. China would do that.
Yeah. Like that would not surprise me. And I hope that they're looking into that.
Yeah.
I think that they are.
That wouldn't surprise me either. I don't for a second believe that that was a solo lone wolf. And I
just think that they're all there is a theme of shooters like this, and they are skinny, white dorks.
Yeah.
Skinny, white, incel dorks who have never gotten any pussy before. They never will. And all they do is sit in these Discord chats, and they're fucking dorks. They are just, and you know what's the ultimate irony is I sent this to you, Mike, earlier, but the sheriff of the sheriff's department, where he ultimately turned himself in, did a press conference today. And one of the things he said was the shooter was one of the things he relayed to his dad was that he was afraid of being shot, particularly by the police.
Yeah.
And the ultimate irony is that he didn't give a fuck about whether or not Charlie was afraid of being shot by batshit crazy people like him. And the ultimate irony is that he will very likely face a firing squad. And I hope so.
Is that likely? Is that likely that they would do firing squad?
I hope so. And it warms the cockles of my heart that he will dread that day because he's terrified of being shot. That brings me joy.
Yeah.
It really
Ultimate consequences for actions.
Do you know, or anybody in the chat, or I might have to look it up, what was Charlie's position on the death penalty? Because
he was okay with it.
He was?
And he went through biblical scripture at times about the difference that, because a lot of people tried to get him with thou shalt not kill, that it's not your decision. And then he would go, you really want to go here? And then he would fucking hammer them with stuff about the difference between murder and killing, and about the justification throughout scripture. Okay. So I could, I wish I could lay that out for you as well as Charlie could.
But he was in support of it. Because I was gonna, if he was like,
he was
because you never
very
know.
much in support of it.
Okay, because if he was anti, like everybody deserves life, I could see Erica being like, "No, I don't want him to get the death penalty." Okay.
No, in fact, you can Google that and find his takedowns, and they're fascinating to watch. But I'm glad to see today in the papers, because I said it to you yesterday that I wasn't buying this text string. That there's something that felt off to me the very first time I read it, and I'm glad I said something. I almost didn't say anything about it, but apparently I'm not the only one.
No, you're not, Mike.
That picked up on that. In an X post viewed over 5 million times, Sadie NC said she showed the text to her 21 and 23-year-old sons, who she says quickly doubted the messages, told her that people their age don't use complete sentences with correct punctuation. The peculiar way the couple talk in their texts has sparked wild conspiracy theories online that they were faked. Observers noted the text exchange also conveniently mirrors details in the probable cause affidavit. This included reference to...
Hang on.
Yeah.
I have to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I need to correct something, because I feel like there's a misconception out there. The text messages were the probable cause affidavit. Like, the probable cause affidavit, part of that was the text messages. You know what I mean? And so, like, they weren't like posting. They didn't say, here's this whole separate thing of his text message. It was like, hey, by the way, we are in the probable cause affidavit, and here's the text. Like, here's what we used to bring us to this point, and it's these messages.
But I thought they had announced early on that a rifle was found wrapped in a towel in the woods. And then days later, we got the Discord messages saying, hey, I left a rifle in the woods wrapped in a towel. I'm going to go back for it. And so that's what...
But couldn't that just be because he did actually leave it in a towel wrapped in the woods? Like, I don't love constant conspiracy theories is all I'm saying. But I get it. I get it.
But something leapt out at me about this exchange. Like, there was way too much culpability. I mean, you would just have to be so dumb to put this. Anybody going to this level would never put this sort of thing or be concerned at that time about this sort of stuff. Like, you just slaughtered someone in front of the world, and you're worried what your day's going to think about where Grandpappy's rifle is. Like, it just doesn't seem like the mindset would be anywhere around something like that at all.
Isn't it hard to get in the mindset of somebody that would assassinate someone? Like, we're trying to assign regular response and to somebody who is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But what I am open to, and I'm starting to come around to more, Gross, is that this was scripted by them, not the FBI, but by the shooter and his boyfriend.
His furry trans boyfriend.
To alleviate the boyfriend of any
culpability.
I think he knew he was going to get caught. And it was let me lay this out. Let me confess. They'll come look at you. They'll read these. You'll be off the hook. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, it's not just text messages. I mean, if they find evidence that, this guy knew about it, like legit knew about it, it's not going to matter what that script said in those text messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I hope you're right. My guess is this is some deeper thing in these groups on the internet. I was glad to hear Kash Patel talk about, there's way more than 20. There's too many people that posted that day before that shot was fired, like, it's happening today, and this is going to be huge. Like, 7 different accounts posted something cryptic about today in Utah is the day.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
And I also think the fact that he knew, they arrested this crazy old guy who said he did it. They arrested this guy who was dressed like me. It was almost like he knew that that's what was going to happen. Like, they had these people in the crowd. There was an old dude who was going to stand up and scream that he did it. And, there was going to be a kid that was going to be dressed like him. And they eventually break. Like, it seemed to me like he knew, like, that those people were in place, Yeah.
By the way, did you see they found child porn on George Zinn, the 71-year-old? I was like, let me guess. They find 10,000 images.
Yeah,
on this phone.
Right.
Who knows?
Got to get him somehow.
Yeah. Who knows? He didn't want to give his phone up. Well,
no, he didn't.
I wouldn't either.
Right.
I wouldn't want him having my phone.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that doesn't tell me anything.
And I think, like someone said in the chat, would he call his dad an old man? I get it. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what. I honestly, I don't know. They say weird shit. People, like, teenagers say weird shit, and it could be that could just be what he's always called him growing up. We have no idea. We just have no idea. And so it
seems like
there's a desire to know, and I understand, but
seems like more of a Gen X thing to call your dad old man. Like, that's what I call my dad.
But then, so what does that mean then?
I don't know.
Draw that out further, because if what you're saying, not you, but just out in general, if what you're saying is that he wouldn't write that someone older would, what you must be saying is someone in the FBI fabricated those text messages.
No, I don't think that at all.
The public. Then what else would it be?
It sounds like people that have played too many video games and watched too many movies.
Yeah, right.
To know what the pattern is, like, tried too hard. Instead of speaking in their own voice, tried to conscript the perfect thing that would get everybody else in the group out.
Understood. And it's like, that makes sense. Okay.
So you're laying out too many details about where things were, making sure to point out, you knew nothing about this. How could you?
Yeah.
In fact, leaving breadcrumbs like, look under the keyboard. There's a note you're just going to randomly find that says, hey, today's the day I'm taking this opportunity. When did you think about it? The last week. I was hoping to take it to my grave. Like, all of those details seem like they'd be the furthest thing from someone on the run in the moment who just assassinated someone.
You know what I found interesting that I was thinking about? In an early on press conference, I think it was Kash Patel. Someone said, maybe it was after he was arrested, I can't remember, but someone said that they found evidence of a confession, but it was destroyed, but they ended up having access to it. And then
you mean a picture of the note?
Well, yeah. And then in the probable cause affidavit, it said we saw a picture of the note. And so it makes me wonder, okay, did someone get rid of the original note? Did someone destroy the original note? Did the roommate take a picture of it, but then destroy it? You know, like, I get the vibe that note was destroyed, and that all that was left was a photo of it.
Yep.
That was the vibe I got. And so it makes me wonder if the roommate, you know, and here's an interesting question, Mike. I was also thinking about this today. Would you trade a deal with the roommate in terms of, hey, we're going to give you immunity, king for a day. You come in here and you fucking tell us everything. If you don't tell us everything, anything else we find out, we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. But if you come in here and you show us everything and you tell us everything, we will not prosecute you. If you found that out, but then also found out maybe he did destroy the note, maybe he did know what he was going to do with those bullets, would you be satisfied knowing he got a deal, but we got information out of it? Maybe we found out more about a network or something like that. Or would you be angry that they gave someone who aided and abetted a deal?
I think I'd be angry, because I don't think anything we've seen so far points to these people being competent or smart enough to outwit the FBI and the top levels of the FBI. I don't think they're nearly as smart as they think they are. And if this shit was going on and they think they're safe, and we've covered all our tracks, I don't think they have. And so I want the furry fucking trans boyfriend to go to jail for 10 years for what he knew. And, you know, and everybody in a Discord room. Mm-hmm. If you knew this was coming, you knew this was coming. Look at the effect. This changed the course of history. Mm-hmm. Now, you'd have to give up such information.
Yeah.
That, and honestly, I'm okay with lying to him, going, yeah, you get immunity for a day, and then having your fingers crossed.
Well, presumably he'd have an attorney that would require something in writing. But I don't know. I just think it's an interesting concept because, you know,
would you?
It depends the information. Like if he just said, yeah, I'll show you all the text messages. Well, fuck off. I have your phone. So we're going to get the text messages anyway. But if he were to say, hey, I've got information. There is this group out there and I'll point you towards it. And this is who we communicate with. Like if they had legitimate information, I would accept that. But that would also have to be explained to the public. I don't want the hiding the ball bullshit of like, he cooperated. He did, he was great. And then we find out later, well, yeah, he cooperated, but you gave him a deal. So like, if that's the case, I hope that they're just transparent about it. Hey, he's provided us with information that we found very valuable. This is what we did, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know that that's the case, but I tend to do a lot of deep thinking while I'm driving. So things just come to me.
I'm with you. It would have to be like, if we find you've been full of shit on anything, the smallest detail.
For sure. And that's how those deals usually work.
Yeah, they do. I just, there's no point in, these texts like this. I don't know the young person that writes like that. That's why, people are putting this into Chat GPT, the text. Yeah,
Chat GPT is like, and going, kind of bullshit.
And Chat GPT going, highly unlikely that anyone, what did they say? Found them to be most likely fabricated, alleging they're far too detailed and too incriminating to be real. Matt Walsh countered that the text messages.
Can I ask a question about that though?
Yeah.
Knowing that Chat GPT uses everything that's out there to source their answers, is there a possibility that scrubbing, everything that people saying about these text messages is affecting the answer of ChatGPT?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes, but if it's also scrubbing everything it knows about age,
right?
Like this looks like it was written by me with commas, periods. Now, what I don't know is that image of the blue text messages.
That's fabricated. Like someone put that together.
Right? Yeah. Like you were talking about the ellipses and like what was there, what was in the middle. Are we getting everything here?
We're not.
And to be honest with you, there's a lot of things like IDEK. I don't even know. You had to point that out to me. Like, and I watched a lot of commentary online, and every time people got to that, people that are my age, 40 to 50 years old are like IDEK. And then there's some younger person on the panel that goes, I don't even know. Yeah. Like there's stuff like that in there, but the rest of it. So I don't know if it wouldn't shock me, and I would want to know if the FBI is like, I thought it maybe could be voice to text. Yeah, that's possible.
I feel like there'd be more. I feel like there'd be more, like capitalizations and stuff if there was, because I feel like there's not. And.
Or keep in mind autocorrect problems, because autocorrect always happens in text to talk. You'd think there'd be some inconsistencies there. What I don't know though is, what if, Amy, the FBI said, we've got this, we've got a 20-year-old whiz kid on staff who understands retard talk and is going to transcribe what this means. If that was the case, I'd want to see the original text and then the translation of how retards talk nowadays. And this is what they're saying here. Yeah. This is what, and because this just looks like a boomer wrote it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
it could be a thing of like, again, they plan this ahead of time. Like, let's write this script out and this is what I'm going to send to you. And it was like, how would, this old boomer guy is going to turn himself in. How would he talk? Like that sort of thing. Who knows? But also I'll say, as I kind of mentioned earlier, those are not screenshots of text messages. They're not even copies and pastes of text messages. Those are somebody who was typing up a probable cause affidavit and filing charges and transcribing the text messages. That's hence the 3 little dots, There's clearly a lot of other conversation that's happening in between these text messages. I'd be interested to hear what those are.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if some of them are self-incriminating against the boyfriend, which is why they didn't want to release them right away. Because the thing with probable cause affidavits, I'm a professional at these types of things because I'm basically a law tuber now after my Karen Reed experience. But the reason they put as little information as they have to justify their charges in a probable cause affidavit. I promise you they have so much more. But if they don't have to put something in there that implicates the boyfriend while they're, investigating the boyfriend, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it to make us happy. Like, it's just not going to happen.
But I think would they even mention that? Would they even mention that? That, hey, by the way, this is not the full text string. This is just what's relevant to this person that we have right now.
Well, I think that's what those ellipses things means. Like that. This doesn't. You're not getting everything. That's what that means.
Here's the problem. The one I printed. First off, today's that I have there with the blue.
Yeah, someone put that into texting form.
Yes, that was either the Daily Mail story that I pulled or New York Post story I pulled. Yesterday, when I put that, because I pulled the actual indictment yesterday, and it was 9 pages long. And when you pull an indictment from the page and try to copy paste it, it does a lot of bullshit. And so to make it readable in this format for us to be able to get through it without going, wait, what? I edited it myself. I didn't take any content out of it, but just so I'm trying to picture in my head the ellipsis and how they were, because I would have removed a lot of that stuff. For example,
what if after, he confesses to doing it, what if in one of those ellipsis things, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but what if it says,
so you can, and by the way, for context, here's how I typed it out.
Yeah. Like, right.
Like I did my self edits on it without removing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, but okay. What if one of the text messages was the boyfriend saying, dude, are you fucking kidding me? The cops are going to be all over me. You pulled me into this. I can't believe you did this to me. Blah, blah, blah. That's not going to be a relevant text message to the charges that they're filing against this dude, right? So that might be in there. Or maybe he says something like, oh, honey, I'm so glad that I helped you inscribe those bullets. Though that also is not necessarily related to these charges. That would be related to his charges. So I'm just saying, like, we have no idea what the rest of the context is in those messages, but we'll find out one day.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I want to know too, like in the text, it says, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk. I'm going to take it. After reading the note, the roommate responded, what? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. 10 of them. You're joking, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, voice to text wouldn't put those in. Did
right.
Did they put those? Who added those? Or was that how it was written?
Right. I would imagine that's probably how it was written, if I had to guess. I mean, I would think that's.
And does that, yeah.
But again, to our point earlier, it's very likely that they just made that up, like, oh, this is how someone would respond, all surprised with a million question marks, Yeah,
let's make sure the punctuation is correct. And like I can
make
see.
Sure you put question marks instead of exclamation points.
22-year-olds, like as far as I can tell in text, right? And I know this with 10-year-olds and 20-year-olds, when they text, how long have you been planning this? Question mark. They don't capitalize how long, and they don't put a question mark at the end of it. They would just write, how long have you been planning this? Send. Like they're not using grammar. That like all of those things leapt out. Like, did the FBI add this? Like, oh, this was a question. So add the question mark so that anybody reading this understands and gets the full context. Did they? Because that's the only thing that would make sense. You know what I'm saying?
I I genuinely am trying to put faith in the fact that Charlie's friends lead up the FBI, and Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, I genuinely believe would not let the people who work under them do things that would jeopardize Charlie's killer. And if you do so much as change one word of a text message in the indictment, and you're indicting on false pretenses, the whole indictment gets thrown out and the prosecution is done. So it's like, I keep coming back to that I have to believe that this investigation is happening better than that, because Charlie was friends with these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just can't get behind Kash and Dan being like, let's fabricate some text so we can really nail him. I just don't see that happening.
No. I don't see that either. I would just like to know how much, if any, manipulation. Like, I understand the ellipsis point. If I see notices bulge UWU in parens like that, I don't think that's something they would put in parens. 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds on Fox News. So that didn't say Fox News, and neither of those are capitalized. If you type Fox News into a text, it's going to automatically capitalize that for you. If you speak it, it's going to capitalize Fox News. This didn't. And they didn't correct that spelling error. So much of this is correct punctuation, all of that. Fox News doesn't say Fox News, and it's not capitalized. I know this is small details, but it's little shit like that that's like, that something doesn't smell right here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking where I'm going with this is, my guess is not the FBI fuckery. This sounds like a setup between these clowns thinking they're going to outsmart people, that there's probably way more people involved. I don't know. And maybe if we've got some gun people out there, they can tell us. We definitely have military people. I don't know if some dipshit with grandpapa's rifle from 200 yards away up on a roof is capable of making that shot without spotters, without, I don't know. It seems like that would be hard to do without proper training, knowing what you're doing. I just don't know. Something about it stinks, though.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll never know.
What are we gonna do? I know.
Did you see this exchange on CNN with Montel fucking Williams?
Talking about
this is the stuff that
child, a kid. This is probably.
What is this clown thinking? And Scott Jennings, thank God, Scott.
He's so cool. He was on Charlie LaDuff recently.
Yeah, I you know what? I was talking to Charlie. I talked to Charlie a lot at the. He was at Who Are These Podcasts?
Oh, right.
Pretty hammered, if you.
I reckon.
Yeah, it was a little overserved, but
yeah,
I love hanging out with Charlie. I found out you can't call him Mr. Charlie either. Yeah,
okay.
You can't call him Chuck, and don't call him Chuck. Don't do it. And Mr. Charlie, because that goes back to like the Deep South and stuff. Mr. Charlie, like slave days and stuff. Doesn't like that at all.
Doesn't like that. Okay.
Probably shouldn't say that. But yeah, did he mention Scott Jennings? There was someone else he had on recently that I was impressed by.
Yeah, well, he had Scott Jennings in studio. He was here.
Yeah,
because Scott. I think Scott just wrote a book.
Was that the one? So Charlie was telling me, I think Mark was gone that day, and Charlie's daughter, who I was shocked to find out is 18. Like, I haven't seen Charlie's daughter in a few years. When I saw Charlie's daughter, it was at Charlie's house, and she was this big. She was like 4.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? She's fucking, and she was running the board. And I think
was Mark sick? Was Mark sick the day Scott Jennings came into studio?
I think he was out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it?
Where? Like fucking Farmington Hills?
Yeah, right. Did you watch that episode? Because there was one in specific. Did it start weird?
I don't think so. I don't recall that one having a weird vibe. I don't think, but maybe I'm wrong.
What I mean by that is Charlie was telling me that his daughter was filling in and was running the board.
Uh-huh.
And about 3 minutes into the interview, the appearance, she looked up frozen at Charlie, and Charlie was like, "What?" And she's like, it's muted. Like she didn't have the mics up. And he goes, "Well, fucking unmute it," or something like that. And so she was all panicked and paranoid. Like, what do we do? And he's like, "Well, fucking whatever. We just pick up where we are."
Yeah.
And
I don't remember that, but
something like that. And I don't know if any of that would have been known to the public, but it might have started like in mid-sentence.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't recall that, but
I didn't see the interview, but
I wouldn't notice something like that. You probably would, but even if,
I would, yeah.
You know. But it was good. I really like Scott Jennings a lot. I think he's a good dude.
He is. But anyways, here's Montel, where they dragged Montel out. I haven't seen Montel since he was dating fucking what's her name?
Yeah, Kamala
Harris. You know, like isn't Montel supposed to be dying of something? Wasn't he sick?
Yeah,
like doesn't he have MS or he's got something like 15, 20 years ago. He looks pretty healthy and strong. But this wonderful take, I think we could do with a lot less of this shit. Again, gangbangers are awesome to their fucking families. Who gives a shit? Irrelevant to the story. Right. But this is trying to spin a narrative, and Scott Jennings is having none of it.
Talking about a love-torn child, a kid. This is probably his first real relationship, and somebody was disparaging the person that he loved. He sat on that building for 30 minutes before he took the shot. Why did he wait until the first word trans came up? Then he took the shot.
You think he heard it? He could hear it?
I think he could hear it.
Not a fucking chance he could hear it.
No.
I don't believe that. From 200 yards away, do you think they would have monitors out 150 yards out into the field? So idiot boy, dipshit, loser could hear it on a rooftop?
Now, unless one of those people in the crowd were part of his crew, and it was like, I'm gonna signal to you when someone asks a trans question.
Yeah,
could be that.
And honestly, the trans question comes up all the time when Charlie Kirk is talking. Abortion comes up multiple times every time he does this. The trans ideology comes up multiple times every time he does this. There are certain topics that come up all the time. So it's not like they cherry picked, wait for the trans thing. It's coming. Well, it's coming 15 times from 15 different people.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the 2.5 hours he does on those campuses.
Yeah.
You think he heard it? He could hear it?
I think he could hear it. I think he also, I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally.
Guys, the evidence here is overwhelming. He said,
he's like,
Charlie Kirk, I can't stand this hate anymore. I'm going to take him out. The testimony from him and the statements of his family, he had become more left-wing. He etched the statements that are made by the left about Republicans and conservatives and Charlie Kirk fascist on the bullet casings.
He made a joke about it in his last text.
Well, it doesn't sound like a joke to me because someone's dead and about to be buried. Well, so it doesn't sound like a joke to me. So I'm just telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
What is Montel even saying there?
I know.
He made a joke about fascists in one of his texts, so that negates carving fascist.
Right.
I believe it said, "Hey, fascist, catch." Was etched into one of the bullets. Like, what is your even argument here, Montel?
Right.
Like, I want to hear that again. What is Montel even trying to say here?
Conservatives and Charlie Kirk fascist on the bullet casings.
He made a joke about it in his last text.
Well, it doesn't sound like a joke to me because someone's dead and about to be buried. Well, so it doesn't sound like a joke to me. So
two different things. Hold on. So he made a joke about it in his last text.
It started from the beginning.
Who? This clip?
Yeah.
The very beginning?
Well, yeah, it's only a few seconds, isn't it?
Talking about a love-torn child.
Maybe not. Okay.
A kid. This is probably his first real relationship, and somebody was disparaging the person that he loved. He sat on that building for 30 minutes before he took the shot. Why did he wait until the first word trans came up? Then he took the shot.
You think he heard it? He could hear it?
I think he could hear it. I think he also, I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally.
Guys, the evidence here is overwhelming. He said, Charlie Kirk, I can't stand this hate anymore. I'm going to take him out. The testimony from him and the statements of his family, he had become more left wing. He etched the statements that are made by the left about Republicans and conservatives and Charlie Kirk fascist on the bullet casings.
He made a joke about it in his last text.
Well, it doesn't sound like a joke to me because someone's dead and about to be buried. Well, so it doesn't sound like a joke to me.
I mean,
so I'm just telling you.
What? Okay,
he's trying to say like, oh, he made a joke about what he put on the bullets. Well,
okay,
it's actually not funny though because those bullets killed someone, so it's not funny.
Yeah. I don't know what the joke is. And then Montel says it's two different things, like just sowing confusion. So the only thing he says about the bullets, remember how I was engraving bullets? Okay, putting blame on himself. I was doing, not we. Remember how we were engraving bullets? Again, weird to put in a text. Remember how I was engraving bullets? And the trans furry homo doesn't ask any questions like, what are you doing to your bullets?
Right.
Why are you engraving your bullets?
Yeah. New rule. If you see your, fucking weird roommate, boyfriend, furry lover engraving bullets, call the police. It's just because it's not fucking normal.
Inquire a little bit.
Yeah. Ask some questions.
Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. Ha, 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 ha. Like, okay, so Grandpa's gun does just fine means I was able to shoot someone in the fucking neck from 200 yards away. I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. $2,000 scope. So that's, and then when you get to his last text is don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. So what the fuck are you talking about, Montel? What are you even talking about?
Yeah.
Where's this ha-ha joke moment that would somehow negate and throw into question what the intent was? Was it this about this or that? Or no, he just heard this mean guy saying bad things about his boyfriend. First off, Montel, who gives a shit if someone insulted his boyfriend?
Right.
Who gives a shit?
Like, was he trying to say that like the writings were memes and they were jokes, not to be taken seriously?
Montel?
Yeah. Is that like,
I don't know what he's trying to say here.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
One more time.
And
I'm
like,
backing
did
up just a
Kamala
hair.
Harris call in a fucking favor? What is this?
Yeah. What is this?
Left wing. He etched the statements that are made by the left about Republicans and conservatives and Charlie Kirk fascist on the bullet casings.
He made a joke about it in his last text.
Well, it doesn't sound like a joke to me because someone's dead and about to be buried. Well, so it doesn't sound like a joke to me. So I'm just telling you, there was an effort all
What's he
weekend
looking
long
at?
on the left to try to make this guy sound like he was a conservative. That failed. That was passed around all over the weekend. That has now failed. The evidence has now come out. He was motivated by hate. He was motivated by left-wing radicalism. He got mixed up with some trans ideology in his life. We'll learn more about that, I'm sure, when more evidence and testimony comes out. We are looking around the edges of this for something other than what's staring us in the face. Left-wing radicalism got this kid. He went up to a roof and he murdered our friend, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
It's kind of as simple as that. And
it is indeed.
I just don't know how it's relevant. Any of the shit Montel said was relevant. Like, he gave up the right or the compassion that you're trying to build here. This is his first love. You know, you're just painting a story. You're creating a story here, Montel, that you couldn't possibly know there's any truth to. None. There's no way on earth. You just made that up. Why? This is his first love, and he was defending the honor of his love. Like, what are you talking about? You don't know that.
Yeah.
It seems wildly inappropriate.
Right.
That's your take to this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Did you see this kid was booted from school too? The Texas State.
Oh, yep.
We didn't watch this yesterday. We'll go out on this one, Aim. I know it's late. And I think it's, I really think it's important that these people are shamed without mercy. I don't want people to hurt them, shoot them, anything like that. These people should not get you've got to have a level of humanity in society that these people are way too comfortable not displaying.
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to finally be some consequences to these people. I don't want someone working with me who is comfortable publicly, vocally, loudly putting on a display like this.
Right.
You're not working with me.
Right.
No, there's not a media outlet I would want to work at with some nut job dancing, celebrating, feeling comfortable. This person should be dropped where he stands for behavior like this.
They stopped treating telling the youths that people are going to look you up for job interviews. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Because I remember that being drilled into my head when the internet and, social media came around. It was like, you better be careful what college pictures you have up there and that you're not, and it was innocent stuff like that. Like, you don't want to be a drunk, wasted chick, bonging beers and taking body shots and posting it on the internet because your employer might, look it up. Yeah. This shit is like next level. I can't believe people are so brazen and comfortable acting like that in person. That's wild.
I think there's something to the attention of it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's people around. All of a sudden, they're looking at me. They've pointed cameras at me.
They're all cheering him on.
I'm performing now.
Yeah.
It's such a selfish, ego-driven thing. Like, they don't care. There's no shame. There's no humility. There's certainly no humanity to it. But here he is. If you didn't see it. Got shot in the neck, bitch. And I believe this is on campus at Texas State of Turning Point people coming out having like a small vigil, just gathering together. And this clown comes walking up and behaves like this, taunting him.
Oh my God.
Not good
and he gets emboldened.
Yeah, he's more emboldened now. Now he's going to take center stage in front of everybody. Everybody watching? Here I go.
Oh, buddy. Fuck that nigga. You're going to get expelled, dude.
And he did get expelled.
Yeah, but want to know what didn't happen? He didn't get jumped.
No.
He didn't get
beaten
stabbed
down
in the eye with the American flag that guy was holding.
Yeah.
Takes a tremendous amount of restraint to want to attack that kid.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I was trying to think of the last time I remember, and I could be wrong, so don't get mad at me if I name the wrong person, but the last time an untimely death of someone in their prime happened that grabbed the whole world, and the whole world at the same time kind of reacted and was in mourning, and it went on for extended many days. Not after that, though, was, I believe, Princess Di. Now,
no, she died in the 90s.
Was it before 9/11?
Yeah. She died in like 90 something, yeah.
So Princess Di was a singular person, though, right? Someone that was respected and loved. And I'm trying to, there were vigils all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the reaction of society would have been if that guy would have walked up and been mocking, driving into a pillar, and then dropping dead and saying, fuck that nigga?
Right.
It's so foreign. Nowhere in the world did that happen. Not from one person.
Right.
You can't find one person that did that.
No.
And this is just a constant stream every day of this behavior. And they got that cover and that They got that from somewhere. And I think it's over and over reinforced, seeing horrible behavior, horrible displays. Doesn't matter what the truth is. Doesn't matter what reality is. I can behave any way I want because I'm standing up against fascists. Who cares what the real story is? I'm standing up against Trump. I can behave any way I want. And colleges have given them cover. They've led to this. Instead of instilling some humanity in these young people, who are going to do dumb stuff anyways. They're young. But you need to put the hammer down. Like, this is not how society operates. I'm sorry. So they came out and said, this individual is no longer a student at Texas State. I will not tolerate behavior that mocks, trivializes, or promotes violence on our campuses. It is antithetical to our Texas State values. Federal law prevents the Dr. Damphouse, female, prevents her from sharing any further details about the discussions which led to the student's disenrollment. She also slammed critics who suggested that the individual's actions represent the beliefs there at Texas State of their students in general. She said insinuations that the student's behavior was widely supported on campus were unfair to our student body, and they caused some of our students to feel unsafe. Just as the behavior in the video was reprehensible, attempts to spread the blame onto innocent students are also unacceptable. I haven't seen a lot of that going on, but she would be more aware and more sensitive to it for sure. These kids, I feel like this needs to happen every single time. And I wonder what happens when this kid's going to have to go home to mom and dad and explain.
Well, is he?
Or mom. He's going to have to go home to mom and grandma and explain. Auntie, probably. We don't know.
I have no idea. Might have very nice parents. I genuinely have no idea. I don't have two parents, so hey, who am I to talk?
74% likelihood he's going home just to mom and grandma.
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Whatever.
He's in college. That says something.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe he goes home. I hope there's a dad there when he gets there who's going to go, wait a minute, you're no longer
his dad's
enrolled in
beat
college.
His ass if he has one.
Black father like that going, are you fucking kidding me? Dude.
What did you do? You're the first generation in our family to go to college, and this is what the fuck you did with it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
Actions
kidding
have
me?
Consequences, my guy.
Yeah. What he doesn't need is a family that goes, oh, of course, they kicked the black kid out. Like,
right.
No, if that was a white kid that did it, I hope he is fucking kicked. His ass is kicked right out of school.
Yeah.
This is not a race thing at all.
Indeed, Mike.
So, anywho,
on a lighter note, I know we're wrapping it up, but and I am not a Jimmy Fallon fan necessarily. I think maybe we talked about him. He's not the worst. Like, he can be funny in certain circumstances. Like, he was funny with Justin Timberlake. Like, he just has funny moments. So he's just not the worst of the worst, but he's very political. So I don't watch him regularly or anything. But
I think he was more forced into the political stuff. I don't think he has any interest in it, which I get. It's been hard to avoid.
But he was in town. And he was at the Lions game, and then he did a live show. It must have been from the Fox. Mm-hmm. So he recorded his show, and it was all Detroit themed. Yeah. And so he had Aiden Hutchinson, he had Cade Cunningham, he had Keegan-Michael Key on there, and there was a section that I thought was cute that I'd just play. It was kind of cheesy, but at the same time, I was like, hey, this is about Detroit, and I kind of like.
Is this the street names?
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. We can play
it. I play it? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I pulled it up. Let me play it. I just thought it was cute, but I did think that there was some missed opportunities.
Okay.
They missed some street names, I think.
Did you know the last one? I was yelling at the video the whole time because I so knew what was coming.
Oh, no. I thought it was going to be something else.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like the whole crowd knew what was coming. I certainly knew what was coming.
I did not expect it to be that. I expected it to be, oh God, now my stoner ass is drawing a blank of what I thought it would be. I'm going to play it.
Maybe you'll remember it.
And I think I have it pulled up at the right spot.
Our street names.
It's gonna be bad. I'll try. I'm always down. I'm always down.
He's wearing a Shedeur Sanders jersey.
Give it a try. All right.
No hints. No hints. No hints.
Okay. All right. So let's put up the first one here. Okay. This is okay. So this is a street. It's a major thoroughfare in Detroit.
Okay.
How would you pronounce, Jimmy? How would you pronounce this word?
I would probably say liver noir.
Liver noir.
Close. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's actually not a bad guess.
Yeah.
On the count of 3, let us pronounce this street name for Jimmy. 1, 2, 3.
Liver noir. Okay, I thought it was like I thought it was like some French term.
It is French, but this is Detroit. That's how we say it. Liver noir.
Liver noir.
Liver noir.
Liver noir.
You talking about liver noir? Okay, here we go. Here's the next one. How do you pronounce this word? You got it. Take a breath.
DeQuindre.
So close.
Close?
Not bad.
Close.
Was?
Close. 1, 2, 3. DeQuinder. DeQuinder.
It's spelled DeQuindre.
DeQuinder.
Of course it is.
What I find interesting is that, as far as I know, there has never been a child in our city who I think should have been named DeQuindre, which would have been a great name. A great name for a kid from Detroit.
DeQuindre.
I don't know if that's happened yet, but that would be awesome.
That's a good name.
All right, here's the last
Well,
one.
now.
You have one more. You have one more to go.
Okay. All right, I can
He's got
read
one more. Oh, look, they're all chopping it. Look, I can see their mouths frothing. Here's the last one. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Knew that was coming.
Now, judge on the other way that other words are pronounced.
I would have thought Gradiot.
Yeah, Gradiot. Yeah.
Gratio?
That's close.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I see what you were going for.
Thank you.
I see what you were going for. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3. Grash it.
Grash it.
It's shoved.
Can we say that? Can we say that on television?
Grash it.
Thank you. Stop saying it, please. We gotta bleep it. We have to
The name
bleep
of the
it.
street is pronounced Grash it.
Okay, yeah.
I thought, Mike,
Fantastic.
that it was they should have done Kaju.
Oh, Kaju would be good.
Kaju's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any others?
But I don't know. I like stuff like that. I kind of wanted Opdyke on there, but I feel like Opdyke is only
Opdyke, yeah.
I feel like
Do you pronounce it Opdyke or Updike?
See, I say Opdyke, but I don't know.
I say Updike.
It's an O.
I know.
It's not a U. Okay, now I need people to settle this.
Yeah, is it
because
Updike?
Mike, if we were in that audience, we would have yelled different things.
Yeah, I would say Updike.
And I say Opdyke.
Updike. Yeah, you might.
All right. We need people to email in. Is it OP or we know it's spelled OP, but is it up or up?
Up or op?
UP. Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Opdyke. You could get into the whole Big Beaver 69 thing, but I thought but the only one I think of that they really missed out on, I feel like, was Kaju. But maybe that one's not as
good.
hard.
I'm trying to think how Kaju is spelled, because that's like New Orleans style.
CADIEUX. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people would say Caddiu.
Caducks.
Caducks. Because people would they would go to the French Quarter kind of feeling with Kaju.
Yeah. Oh, Shayner's a good one.
Shayner's a great one.
Yeah, Shayner is good.
Yep. Did someone write that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments of other street names. People.
I really want to know about Updike because I've always said Updike.
I know. Oh, Ypsilanti. That's
Ipsy's a good one. Yeah.
Losser.
I feel like that. What Losser's not bad.
You know where you can do this because I'm basically like a Boston. They adopted me into the Boston world. They have the craziest names and like the shit. It's not how it's spelled out. I'll just say that. It's like the weirdest shit. And you're like, really? That's how you pronounce that? So I think we all have our quirks.
Yeah, probably. Interesting.
But I just like, I love Detroit. So I enjoy that.
No,
I like Detroit more than I like, or more than I hate Jimmy Fallon. So Mackinac. He might know that.
Mackinac. Yeah. He picked good ones though.
Yeah.
Losher would have been good.
Yeah. And I like Keegan-Michael Key. I think he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Have you okay, Lynn is saying she says Updike.
Yeah, that's what I've always said.
One for Lynn, one for Mike.
One for the cult leader. Updike. All
right.
Yeah, if anyone else mentions it. All right, let's do a couple emails and we'll call it a day. We will do a member show tomorrow, patreon.com/TDC podcast. Ames, I'll be honest with you, it'll either be earlier tomorrow or we'll have to do something Friday. I don't know what works best for you, but I have an eye exam tomorrow. And dude, this is driving me nuts. I used to always have Friday open to appointments. No doctor is open on Friday anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the Costco thing, just go in there, do the quick exam. And it takes like 15 minutes. It's not that big a deal, but Costco is kind of a hike for me. And they're like, okay, we only have appointments on Thursday. And I'm like, okay, that seems weird. From 4 o'clock to 4:45.
Oh my God.
That's it. And I'm like, get me in because I'm going on that golf thing in a couple weeks. I'm hoping to get better glasses, whatnot. So anyways, I literally can only go tomorrow at like showtime. It's the only time they're available. So I'm like,
we can do it earlier.
Okay. If we can do it earlier, then we'll do a member show tomorrow. Patreon.com/TDC podcast.
Yes.
All right. Charlie Kirk. Hello, cult leader and whole. You guys keep, maybe I should, yeah. You guys keep acting like Mark saying Charlie is divisive was him saying it should have happened to him. He immediately said after that it was insane and not a way to respond. Divisive, dictionary definition from Oxford. It's an adjective tending to cause disagreement or hostility between people. He is divisive. So is President Trump, AOC, and Ilhan Omar. Basically, all people in the political world now are. It isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just how politics are. You have to be on their side or you're a fascist, homophobe, racist, blah, blah, blah. You talked about clipping someone to show they said they hate black people. That's kind of what you guys are doing to Mark here. Just my 2 cents. I love you guys and the show.
Well, I appreciate that feedback. My response would be that kind of what I said earlier. I think there's a time and a place for things. And I don't know that 5 seconds after Charlie Kirk dies,
it was literally 5 seconds after Charlie Kirk.
Like, I just don't think that that's the time to just, you don't have to mention in that moment the things that are bad with Charlie. You can save that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of along the lines of what we said earlier of, some people who are expressing their condolences that are on the left, they have to, give this precursor of, I didn't agree with him, but blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah. He was divisive, but blah, blah, blah. No, you can just say he shouldn't have died. And you can talk about his divisiveness later. I think. That's just my feeling. But I get what they're saying. Whatever.
I get what he's saying too. And I also, Mark, it's a Mark with a K. Mark Fellhauer was with a C. So it is the same name thing. So maybe he's going to bat for his fellow Mark brethren.
I get it.
I know I've taken shit over the years, and I've seen other people take shit for comments about people that died and not the time. A good example is Kobe Bryant, right? Yes. The day he died, and a 100%. Lot of us went, by the way, there was that whole rape thing that came up, and, anal rape thing. And a lot of people took issue with that. First off, I think people are very on edge right now. Like, some of us have been talking about these sort of, this has been seen coming for a long time. It's why I said for a year leading up to the election, someone's going to take a shot at Donald Trump. They just happened to it's a miracle they didn't blow his head off on national TV. You could see it coming because of the rhetoric that was spewed throughout all of media.
Another dork.
Charlie Kirk did things the right way, whether you want to. So all these people taking him wildly out of context, they're still doing it today. Mark's comment that day felt like soft consent. Mm-hmm. That's the way I took it. Now, I'll be honest with you, Amy, and you probably were too. I was in a state of shock that day.
Yeah.
Like, I was so angry, I couldn't even respond. It wasn't my show. I know Drew said something to me when we were in the car together the next day, brought it up, and was like, yeah, that was really fucking weird when Mark said that.
It was just weird timing.
It felt wrong in that moment.
And by the way, it felt wrong in the moment when people were doing it to Kobe too. We're years and years, we're decades removed from a decade plus removed from that incident, and the guy dies in a heinous way with his kid, and we're talking about these rape charges that he had. Time and place. We can talk about it next week. How about that?
Guilty as charged. I feel like the rhetoric, even since then,
you were covering people. My memory of that is that you were covering people doing that, not that you were doing that. I don't have a recollection of you being like, yeah, Kobe died, but he was kind of a bad person because of XYZ. I don't have, maybe you did, but I don't have a recollection.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like years and years ago, Martin Luther King's assassination, which is what that was, an assassination. I don't think people the next day, the next week would have been like, well, he cheated on his wife. Like there is sort of a time and place when the whole country is kind of mourning and in shock. And for the first comment outside as it's going around the room, well, he was really divisive. Like, well, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. So it's divisive when I have an opinion about the Lions franchise. Mm-hmm. Like, that leads to debate and stuff like that. I understand in the technical Oxford Dictionary term, but Charlie Kirk, it's offensive because he did try to do it the right way. Mm-hmm. The ways that people claim it'd be nice to have civil discourse about something, like having disagreements. Like, no. You don't get to point to, because they're doing that now, pointing like Charlie Kirk. If you listen to people on the left today, Charlie Kirk was a monster. He was a monster. Yeah. And that it's slanderous. He's a public figure. I get that they're going to do it, but in that room, I don't know.
Well,
it felt like soft consent. Like, well, if he didn't want to get shot in the neck, I mean, all he had to do was not be divisive.
And I also think if your argument is everyone in politics is divisive, then there's no point in pointing out that he was divisive.
Right.
Because everybody is. So it's just, there's just no point in that then, because everyone's divisive.
It seems like everyone on the left, we talked about it a couple of days ago, every single person I've seen on the left can't just be like, that's horrific. That is horrific. Full stop. There doesn't need to be, but, I mean, his language, his opinion, like, no, you don't get to do that and then just pass it off like Charlie Kirk led to his own death because, how dare he have an opinion on radical trans shit going on with children? Like, I'm sorry.
I made this post on my Facebook today. I said, I've had so many people over the years message me, thanking me for speaking out because they don't feel like they can. Want to know what kinds of messages I don't receive? Messages from people on the left condemning the vile shit that people say to me.
Yeah.
And do you want to know why? because deep down, I think even my Democrat friends and family think I deserve it. They think I deserve those words for daring to speak out about controversial topics. Take that to a macro level, and you will understand why so many liberals excused away what happened to Charlie Kirk. Why so many of them, when offering condolences, had to start with, I didn't agree with him, but ... Newsflash, you don't have to agree with us to hope nothing bad happens to us, to not want us to be threatened or told to off ourselves. It's really not that hard. And I mean that. I mean, I have about as close as you can get in terms of family who has never once condemned the shit that people say to me. They've never once said, wow, that's awful. Yeah. And when I was going through my stalking situation, they said, oh, that sucks. That's awful. That's bad. Why don't you stop tweeting?
Yeah.
That was what it wasn't. Yeah. Wow, you shouldn't be getting attacked for your opinions. I'm really sorry that's happening to you. That's awful. It was victim blaming. And it was, well, why are you tweeting that? Why don't you stop?
That's what a true fascist would say. Like, have you not learned your lesson yet to keep your fucking mouth shut on stuff?
Yeah.
That's true fascism.
Yeah. So, when someone who is as close as they can get to me knows who I am as a person, knows I'm not a racist, knows I'm not a fascist, knows I'm not a Nazi, knows that I shouldn't go kill myself. When you can't say, wow, that's really shitty that people are saying that about you.
It means you deserve it.
Yeah.
It does.
Exactly. It does.
Yeah. That's what it means.
It means that they understand why people are saying that to me.
Yeah. I think of two people when I think of, and it's been for years, because I feel like a coward. I haven't posted a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff or Trump stuff. I talk about it here. I don't wear a MAGA hat. I don't own one. I have, I think, one gray one that you wouldn't know was a MAGA hat. But I really look at you and Dan Vogt, of all people,
Dan's great at that.
Like the true, like it takes real fucking balls to go around in public unashamed about your, like, because you're really good people. You're good people. You're kind. You don't wish harm on anyone. You wear your heart and opinions on your sleeve. There's nothing more American than that. Dan Vogt doesn't give a fuck. Amy doesn't give a fuck. No matter how much shit is thrown at you guys, no matter how many vile things are posted to you, you're less. I mean, I'm the coward in this one. I don't wear that shit around here. I express my opinions here and I leave it at that because I don't need it. I don't need to be walking around with a red hat on outside and deal with what the crazy people of this world do.
But you know what I notice when I go out into the real world and I'm wearing a MAGA hat or something, to a man, I get positive feedback. Yeah. Every single I honestly, I wish someone would. I wish someone would approach me and try to say something. I'm like, I kind of want it.
But
do it, please.
But the argument would be, but if someone walked up and punched you in the face and broke your nose or shot you in the face, the first comment out of a leftist mouth would be like,
why was she wearing that hat?
Why was she wearing that hat? I mean, it's divisive.
Yeah.
I mean, she was kind of like, it should never happen. It should never happen. Yeah. But she was like, if she didn't want to get shot in the face on Main Street, she probably shouldn't have been wearing a MAGA hat. Yeah. I think of Linda as well, another one of our listeners, and Lynn, who gave me my wonderful birthday card. Yours is in the mail. Mm-hmm. Linda's another one of those that doesn't give a shit and shows up. Like, there's a few of you guys out there, and I have noticed it, and you got to be really strong and really confident and not care and aren't going to stand down to these bullies.
Right.
Like, it's not safe. It's not safe to walk around certain parts. When I saw a picture of Dan wearing a red shirt that said conservative at Michigan Stadium, that takes balls, man.
Yep.
There's no other way around that.
Yeah. And I'm sure he said, he got nothing but positive feedback.
Yeah.
In Ann Arbor. about that. And they brought a TPUSA sign to their tailgate and got only positive feedback from that. So
I'd be interested to know if he feels like that would have been the reaction 4 years ago.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't think anybody ever confronted Dan. I could be wrong, but I also don't think that people were as publicly supportive. Shit, especially in 2016. I mean, you didn't want to admit you voted for Trump in 2016.
Yeah.
But I think now people are, especially, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And
But
Charlie's a big reason.
But I could honestly see, like, if something happened to you or Dan, the first thing my leftist friends would be saying to me is, well, I mean, what did she think wearing that hat was going to happen? And it's like,
100%.
no, that is so unacceptable on every level of humanity, period, full stop, period.
Yeah.
It's like wearing, a rival football team jersey at an opposing stadium. No. Well, what did you expect? You wore a Cowboys uniform into a Eagle Stadium. Yeah, no, I expected that you should be able to do that.
Right, exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Anyway, all right, we'll wrap it there. We've gone long.
Okie doke.
Thanks, Amy. Again, member show, patreon.com/TDC Podcast. Thank you, Ames. I love you. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great rest of the night.
Bye.